For the actors, characters, none of them really. You know, the main boy, the lead, he does his part, you know, as an annoying child. I'm not really going to complain about this because everybody should know my opinion about this already. The two other kids, the English actors, for some reason they got English actors for them. They do a lot of that in the later Gamera films. I'm not sure why, they just do. The English boy doesn't really do nothing. He just turns against everybody. He just agrees. He's the yes man of the group. His sister is really annoying. She looks like a fucking monkey. I don't care. She has the most shrill voice, and she's just terrible. She should have never even been in the film. She has no importance whatsoever.
He's dead. That thing did it.
He can't be. Nothing can kill Gamera. Why don't we try calling? Gamera?
Gamera, show us you're not dead.
Hiroshi? Darn it. How did she know where to find us?
The adults, any of them, nothing. They're just pretty much a joke or made a mockery of the entire film. Maybe a couple of them have, you know, like a scientist is explaining this, and that's their whole point in the film. There's nobody that's really worth mentioning. Voice acting's okay. They do their job, you know. Same with the actors. The voice actors do all right. Again, American Internationals is the dub. It's not up to par with a Godzilla film. I don't know why that is the way it is. A lot of their non-Godzilla Asian films, they never really measured up to me. I don't know if that's just me being biased or whatnot. But monsters, this is what I want to talk about. Monsters. This is Gamera, nothing to say about. He's the same as he's always been. He still shoots fire, he still flies, he still acts like a child sometimes. And why they did that, I still do not know. It drives me nuts. You know, nothing new with him. Costume's the same, the suit's the same, whatever. Jiger's the big one. Jiger's what I want to talk about, because there's a few points I'd like to bring up about him. First of all, Jiger, I like the design. It's a good design. It reminds me a lot of Barugan. Not just that, you know, she's a quadruped, but it just reminds me a lot, because, you know, it's ridiculous overall, because Barugan, the design and powers were just over the top and ridiculous, as are a lot of other, you know, Dai monsters, but it has its powers, its abilities, or what? It sets it apart, I guess. It has these tusks on its face, and they shoot little bony harpoons or spurs. That's what kind of went through Gamera's forearms and legs, and it kept them from going in his shell. You know, apparently in a limited supply too. That's kind of its main distance weapon. It also has like suction cups, like on its feet, but it creates a vacuum-like suction, and like all 4 feet. And it could like suck in rocks and shoot them, and it can like pull Gamera in and stuff and hold on to them. Kind of cool, not something I would necessarily, you know, expect from that kind of a monster, but it's cool, a little bit different. Now, this next ability is one that really it made me mad in the movie. It brings a bit of controversy up. It has this ray that it shoots from its nose, kind of similar, you know, like it arcs and big old area of destruction, kind of similar to Barugan's Rainbow Ray. And if you haven't seen that review, it's War of the Monsters. It's it's the second Gamera movie. Watch that review if you want more details on it. But it tends to have a bigger like blast radius. Like it's small in the beginning, but it really it just expands widely as it, you know, right before it hits. The only thing is in the movie they explain that it's sound particles that make heat, or sound waves that make heat. It makes sense, and you know that makes sense to me, because you know he shoots it and it kind of like decimates like a city block. Like, not more than that. I mean, it's freaking this huge area. It's just incinerated. It's just toasted. But then there's a scene where Gamera's fighting Jiger, and Jiger uses this beam on him, and this has never been used. This is the first time it's used on Gamera. Now watch this clip, and you tell me what is wrong with this clip. So here you go.
It's no good. The monster's really beginning to hurt him now. It might even rupture his eardrums.
Gamera, you better protect your hearing.
Alright, you've seen that, right? Okay. Other than the fact that he shoved telephone poles in his ears, why? Okay, he sticks it in his ears and then it null and voids everything. Like, it just doesn't work. Instantly cancels out the ability. Why is it the way that that works? If it's sound waves, to me, this is what pisses me off. If it's sound waves, because I plug my ears, then I should be okay. Right? Like, in theory, like, regardless of what it does, sound waves plug my ears. What I understand is it's similar to how a microwave uses air particles or whatever, and from water evaporation to make heat. This, I believe it. This is my opinion, that it uses air waves, or not air waves, sound waves, to move air particles to create heat. Regardless of Gamera plugging its ears, it should have still been singed, burned horribly. That's how it worked. That's just how it should have been. If that was the case, and what the hell Gamera just did in the Gauss movie, or in I don't even remember what the movie's called. Escape. Gamera versus Gauss, the first one. It produces ultrasonic, it's got a forked neck to produce, it acts like a tuning fork and produces a beam concentrated of sound. So he should have been able to plug his ears and never had his arm cut, and none of that shit should have worked. It's really dumb that they had an inconsistency like that, and it's shit like that that just pisses me off. And I don't think that was the dub, because I think that was really intended. And just doing that, it just really shows you what kind of audience they were going for, because everything was working good. And then they go on and do that, and it really just kind of screws the rest of, like, any of that brought up earlier in the movie.